turn music up. I was like going off. I think it was I was like,
Ready? It's time. No. Ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2025. Graduates and guests, please be seated. On behalf of the Cuyahoga Heights Local School District, representing the villages of Cuyahoga Heights, Brooklyn Heights, Valley View, and our tuition community, it is my you all to the 87th commencement of the Cuyahoga Heights High School graduation ceremonies, celebrating the class of 2025. My name is Scott Dietre, and it has been my privilege to serve as your principal. On behalf of the entire faculty and staff at Cuyahoga Heights High School, welcome to our celebration ceremony. At this time, I would like to acknowledge our Board of Education and district-level administration and village leadership. Board President Gary Suchaki, Board Vice President Ms. Jen Decca, Board Member Mr. Mark Dobbins, Board Member Ms. Maria Etter, Board Member Mrs. Stephanie Prouse, Superintendent Mr. Matt Young, Treasurer Mr. Matt Muccio, Assistant Superintendent Mr. George Burek, and Mayors Jack Bocci, Matthew March, and Mike Prosick. Thank you for your support of the class of 2025. In addition to the district administration and board members, I am indebted to Ms. Elena Scotton, who serves as the Dean of Students for the district, Mr. Joel Melvin, our elementary school principal, and Mr. Ryan Kelber, our Director of Athletics. Our two school counselors, Ms. Holly Thrasher and Ms. Audrey Lebenz, and to our secretaries, Mrs. Danielle Connors, Mrs. Chris Mudra, and Megan Schwab. For their tireless efforts this year, please join me in recognizing these outstanding individuals. A special thank you is also due to our two senior class advisors, Mrs. Becky Wojtek and Ms. Sheila Ogden. They have worked diligently throughout this year and last, arranging our senior events to ensure a memorable senior year. Thank you to Mr. Matt Hartman and Mr. Logan Dietrich for their assistance and support for our technology needs. We are live streaming today's ceremony on YouTube. And thank you to Mr. Jim Zerbola and all of our maintenance crew who helped prepare the stadium for today's event. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you to each teacher and staff member in our wonderful school district who did their part to provide students with a quality education in a supportive environment. If you are an employee of the district, please stand to be recognized for all that you have done for these students. At this time, I would like to recognize the two members of our graduating class of 2025 who plan to join the military, as well as all who are present who have served or are currently serving our country. Your commitment to serve our country is certainly worthy of special recognition. Please stand to be recognized. And to the parents, grandparents, and other family members here, I would like to thank you for your support that you have offered your student and this school. Students, please join me in thanking your families for their support. As we move forward with our commencement proceedings, we ask that you take a moment to silence your cell phones. This is a dignified event to celebrate the graduation of a relative or a friend. Please refrain from others may hear the presenters, and refrain from moving around so that others can see the view of the stage and podium. Thank you for your cooperation. And now, I ask that we all rise to sing our national anthem, led by the senior choir members, and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Yerika Tangri, immediately after.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
Thank you, Yerika and the senior choir members. Next, I would like to introduce Mrs. Grace Brown and the Cuyahoga Heights Orchestra as they play Canon in D. At this time, I would like to introduce our senior class co-presidents, Lily Cretin and Aaron Decca, who will each address the class of 2025. Our first speaker is Lily Cretin.
Mr. Dutray, thank you for that introduction. Hello, I'm Lily Barowie. Many of you may know me as Lily Cretin, and I stand here today honored to represent the class of 2025. Yes, that class. You know the one. The class that was always a little louder, a little later, a little messier. The class teachers warned each other about, with a smile, of course. The class known not just for its energy, but for needing a whole lot of growth. And we did grow, a lot. Somewhere between those first hallway lockers and this cap and gown moment, something changed. Eventually, being that class was considered not an insult, but a challenge to us. A challenge to rise, a challenge to prove that our energy could turn into leadership, our stubbornness into resilience, and our growing pains into something real, strength. We became that class that showed up for games, for plays, for each other. Our senior student section showed up for every drive on Friday night, every shot taken in the flip, every goal scored on the field, and every lyric sung in the school play. Our football team this year was quite the Cinderella story. We had the most indoor track state qualifiers in program's history. Volleyball was district runner-ups. We had other state qualifiers in bowling and wrestling, along with district qualifiers in swimming. At the end of the day, we always showed up to support each other. We became the class that made teachers both shake with their heads and shake with laughter. We became the class that wasn't perfect, but always real. And when it mattered, we stepped up. Our journey wasn't easy. It was full of detours, drama, self-discovery, and mistakes. But growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens in chaos, in challenge, in the spaces where we had to figure out who we are together. So to every student sitting here today, thank you. Thank you for being part of this messy, meaningful ride. To our teachers and staff, you saw potential even when we didn't. Thank you for your patience, your passion, and yes, all of your prayers. To Miss Siley and Miss Castle, thank you for everything these past 4 years and having my back through whatever I needed, especially this past year. To my coaches, I appreciate you for pushing me every game, every practice, every meet, making me a better player on and off the field, and always making sure I reach my full potential. To the other coaches, thank you for letting us play our sports and giving us the fun Friday night lights and Friday basketball games or the fun rivalries. To our families, you survived raising that class. That deserves its own diploma. And finally, to the class of 2025, our journey is just beginning. We may have started as that class, but we're leaving as this class. The class that grew, that endured, that made it. Let's keep growing, keep showing up, and keep surprising people. And no matter where life takes us, let's stay proud to stay that class. Next, I invite senior class co-president Aaron Decca to share her message with the class of 2025.
Thank you, Lily. Good afternoon, everyone, friends, family, faculty, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. We're here, graduation day. The day some of us, me, have been counting down since about 6th grade. Let's not sugarcoat it. High school was a lot. It wasn't always fun, it wasn't always fair, and it definitely wasn't always easy. We survived showing up at 7 a.m., a pandemic, and more than a few projects where only one person actually did anything. But we made it, and making it counts for something. We've been through 4 years, some of us since preschool, of change, pressure, boredom, laughter, and moments where we thought, I cannot do this anymore, but still showed up the next day. Maybe late, maybe tired, but still, we showed up. And much more than just showing up, we achieved so much. As a class, we earned 5,607 hours of community service, 13 of us received the honors diploma, and this year, 18 seniors took a combined 54 AP advanced placement tests, 54 tests. One of us is heading to the Navy and another to the Marines. We're so proud of you and grateful for your service. And all this says a lot about how driven, hardworking, and relentless this class is. And I can't wait to see where this determination takes us. Thank you to our teachers, administration, staff, and parents for always supporting and assisting us throughout our time in high school. And especially my best friend, Emily. Could not have done it without you. We truly could not have done any of this without you. Now I want to share a quote from an all-time favorite author, Dr. Seuss. He says, "Sometimes we'll never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory." The first time I read that, I kind of just skipped past it and went on with my day, but it kept echoing in my head, and only now do I think I understand why. How often do we just pass through life without realizing how important that moment is until it's long gone? As we rush from our houses in the morning to school, then to sports, work, and finally back home to bed, or just to start homework, how often do we actually stop and realize where we are? High school is over, and for some of us, it feels like it only just started. I remember walking through the pillars for the first time, nervously asking my brother, "Where do I go? Where do I sit in the auditorium? I don't even know who this teacher is." Only for him to respond, "I don't know, figure it out." So I only figured it out. All of us did. And along the way, those moments, awkward, funny, confusing, became the memories we're holding on to today. Like in Ms. Sawatsky's AP Calculus class this year, we had a positivity board. We'll definitely never forget that. And I hopefully will gain some more positivity in the next years. Doubt it, but it's okay. Or in elementary school, when Ms. Bergen would make these elaborate designs in the library that went to a theme, I was always so impressed. We're all heading in different directions now, some to college, some to military, some right into work, and some still figuring it out. And that's okay. No matter what you've decided, don't forget where you started. 68 little freshmen walking into a big, intimidating high school for the first time, never comprehending that this day would actually come. I won't say that these were the best years of our lives because I really hope they weren't, but they were ours, and we made it through. Thank you, class of 2025, for allowing me to be your class president. I cannot wait to see what you all achieve and conquer. And just as Tony Stark said, part of the journey is the end, and our journey of high school has concluded, finally. Thank you.
All right, thanks to Lily and to Aaron. Those are fantastic speeches that really complement what I'm going to say here very well. First of all, congratulations. You are going to make it. Let's give them a hand. Come on. It's a celebration. They're not going to remember this, but 7 years ago, I was the middle school and high school principal, and I stood before them at their 5th grade promotion. And I read Disney quotes. Do any of you remember that? Not, yeah, kind of. Some of you, who didn't even come here till middle school? So a lot of them didn't even hear that, which is why I want to go ahead and repeat some of that, because I told them that journey across the parking lot, while less than 100 yards long, was going to be symbolically much greater, and little did we know how profound that symbolism would be. In that promotion speech, I shared wisdom from Disney films that I hoped would guide them. To put others' needs before your own, to understand that the greatest growth comes before those who show adversity, to treat one another with respect, to leave no one behind, and to recognize that you're braver, you're stronger, and you're smarter than you might believe. Those weren't just nice quotes for children, they were principles that would remarkably foreshadow the journey ahead. Just 2 years later, this class and all of us were thrust into a global pandemic that changed the course of history. Navigating remote learning and social isolation during their formative middle school years. Then midway through high school, ChatGPT, for some of you became your best friend, I'm sure. It was introduced, and generative AI would begin changing how we work, how we learn, how we create, how we innovate. Through both challenges, those Disney principles served you well. You learned to put others first during isolation, to grow through unprecedented adversity, and to recognize your own resilience. Today, you're graduating into a world where artificial intelligence will continue to transform the world. This isn't your parents' job market that you're going to enter someday. It's one where technology evolves faster than ever before, but where those same human qualities from our Disney lessons became more valuable and will continue to evolve. So here's a few practical items of wisdom for the road ahead. Your bosses will be tougher than your teachers. Money still doesn't grow on trees, and your parents will somehow get smarter every year you live. Your definition of early is going to change. That voice inside of your head that says everybody else has it figured out, it's lying to you. And the number of social media followers isn't really going to matter in job interviews, but clear communication will. But most importantly, relationships. Those are not optional. They're the whole point of life. Meanwhile, artificial intelligence won't replace people, but people who use artificial intelligence will replace those who don't. So learn to work with these tools. Remember that your real education is just beginning. And while the half-life of professional knowledge is shrinking from years to months to days, and the world is changing faster than ever, the things that make life meaningful, purpose, connection, contribution, growth, those will remain constant. And this is where Cuyahoga Heights comes into play. You were at a distinct advantage by going to school here. In our small town, you've experienced something increasingly rare. Genuine community where neighbors know your name, where some of you are continuing family legacies while others are the first generation graduates, where Friday Night Lights brought everyone together. What makes Cuyahoga Heights special is that while we have done our best to prepare you for that AI-driven future, we never lost sight of what matters most. The human connections that give meaning to our lives. That balance between innovation and tradition is exactly what you'll need as you move forward. So congratulations, the world awaits your contributions. I know I'm extremely proud. Are you proud of them? Are you proud of them? But I want you to live the life that when you look back on it someday, you said, I am proud of me. All right, it's easy to try to please everybody else. You got to please yourself first. And understand this, if you ever have questions, if you ever need help, you've got these people here and you have us. Don't be afraid to ask. It's not a weakness to ask for help, it's a weakness not to. Okay, enough of me. So we get moving on to our salutatorian or our valedictorian. So the salutatorian and valedictorian are determined by a combination of factors that include your grade point average and your ACT and SAT score. Those are a 50-50 combination. And we put those together, and in the case of a tie, we break those with state test scores. And it's worked remarkably well over the last 10 years. And so I'm going to introduce our salutatorians. So it's my honor to ask Eureka Tangri to please come forward. So that's your family right there. There they are. All right, our salutatorian, Eureka Tangri, from Brooklyn Heights, is the daughter of Mansi and Guru Tangri. She follows her sister, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Good to see you again. Who graduated from Cuyahoga Heights back in 2018. Eureka has distinguished herself as an exceptional scholar and leader throughout her high school journey. Eureka has pursued a rigorous academic path, completing 9 advanced placement courses and 2 college credit plus courses. Her outstanding academic performance has been recognized with numerous prestigious awards, including the Ohio Governor's Merit Scholarship, the Morrill Scholarship from the Ohio State University that provides a full ride, the Ohio State University Trustee Scholarship, and the AP Scholar with Honors Award. She has also earned acceptance into the honors program at The Ohio State University. Her leadership abilities shine through her extensive involvement in school activities. Eureka has served as Vice President of National Honor Society, Vice President of her class for 4 consecutive years, Secretary of Spanish Club, and President of Orchestra, where she also held first chair. Her Model UN participation earned her both the Talent Award and Cultural Representation Award. Eureka's well-rounded character is demonstrated through her participation in athletics, which included volleyball, basketball, track and field, orchestra, band, marching band, electric strings, and choir, science club, or academic clubs like Science Club, French Club, Model UN, and service organizations, including Student Council and the Recoup Club. Outside of schools, she has dedicated herself to community service through Art in the Park, volunteering at medical clinics, her local temple, and relief camps for those in need. This fall, Eureka will attend The Ohio State University as an honors student and an active moral scholar, where she plans to major in engineering with a minor in business. She has been accepted into the pre-first year academic and career engagement program, positioning her to combine technical skills with leadership and entrepreneurship from the start of her college career. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Eureka Tangri.
Thank you, Mr. Young. Good morning, everyone. Friends, families, teachers, and most importantly, the class of 2025. Right now, we're experiencing a moment that we've imagined for years. We've dreamed about what it would feel like to toss our caps into the sky, to hug our friends a little tighter, and to walk across this field knowing we've made it. And now that we're here, it's so easy to start thinking of this as a memory. But it's not yet. This moment isn't a story that we'll look back on someday, not just yet. This is the present. This is real. This is now. If we rewind all the way back to elementary school, life was a lot simpler. Our biggest worries were learning how to catch a bubble in the hallway, be the line leader, or win a game of kickball at recess. Our backpacks were too big for our backs, and our hearts were full of more love and wonder than we knew how to carry. We didn't know it then, but those were the moments that started shaping who we are. Then came middle school, and let's be honest, that was chaos. We started to form our groups, trying to figure out who we were and where we belonged. Some days we felt lost. Some days we laughed so hard it hurt. There were awkward conversations, cringy hairstyles, and yes, someone really did swallow a spring. I think most of us can agree that it was a highlight of our experiences in middle school. We never let him forget that. And then high school hit us. Suddenly, the world felt real. We were hit with the highs and lows of growing up. We felt the sting of heartbreak, the joy of finding real friendship, and the power of finally seeing who we're becoming. And just as we were getting started, the world stopped. COVID hit, and everything changed. We lost time we'll never get back. Months, even years of hallway moments, school dances, laughter in classrooms, and chances to just be kids. And yet, somehow we blinked, and now we're here. It's like time skipped ahead, and suddenly, we're the seniors that we used to look up to. How did it go by so fast? We grew up. We faced the real world, its pain, its pressure, but also its joy. We laughed until we cried, and sometimes we just cried. We lost things, we found ourselves, and we found each other. Friday night football games weren't just about touchdowns. They were about community. Everyone came together in the stands like a family. The same happened during basketball season. Packed gyms, loud chants, hearts pounding with pride. Those nights felt infinite. But now, it's different. Now we've grown up. We'll never all be in the same place like this again. Not in the same building, not at the same time. Not with the same people who've watched us grow from little kids into who we are now. That's what makes this moment so incredibly hard to let go of. No more walking the halls together, no more gathering for those Friday night lights or cramming for tests with people we've known since we were 5. We're about to scatter, some across the country, some just down the road, but we'll never quite be the same us again. Growing up is strange, isn't it? It's astounding to think about how many times we've said the words, "I can't wait." I can't wait to be in middle school. I can't wait to drive. I can't wait to graduate. And now, we're here. We made it. And suddenly, we find ourselves wishing we could pause time, hold on a little longer. And it's beautiful, but it hurts, because we know that moments like this don't last forever. Our parents once held our hands as we took our very first steps. They were there to catch us, and then one day they had to let go, just like we have to now. Not just of each other, but of everything that we've known. Because today, we take our first steps into a new world. We will part ways. We will part ways. Some of us will stay close. Some of us may never see each other again, and that's a hard truth to swallow. But before we go, I want to ask, what are we waiting for? We spend so much of life waiting, wishing for what's next. But when it's over, we realize all the moments that we waited for, they've become memories. So let's stop waiting. Let's live in this moment. Let's feel every second of this joy, this ache, this pride. Let's look around one last time and remember the faces we've grown up with. Because after this, the world opens wide and we step into it for the first time, together on our own. This isn't just the end. This is the beginning of everything. To the class of 2025, thank you for the memories, the laughter, and the love. Thank you for every shared smile, every silent struggle, every loud victory. You are all a part of me, and I will carry these moments for the rest of my life. So here's to us, the kids we once were, the people we are, and the stories we'll tell about today someday. May we never forget who we were, and may we never stop growing into the people who we're meant to be. Congratulations, we did it.
All right, next it is my honor to introduce the valedictorian for the class of 2025. Would Rushi Shinde please come forward? It's a lot of hardware you're wearing there. All right, our valedictorian, Rushi Shinde, is the daughter of Vanita and Vijay Shinde, also of Brooklyn Heights.
Also.
You all lived like a few doors down from each other, right? Neighbors. Who graduated as valedictorian in 2014. Where's Avishi? She up there?
Right there.
There we go, okay. Got the camera on us. Arushi has demonstrated exceptional academic achievement throughout her high school career. Arushi has challenged herself with an impressive course load, completing 9 advanced placement courses and 3 college credit plus courses. Her dedication to academic excellence has earned her numerous prestigious honors, including the Ohio State University Trustee Scholarship, the Ohio Governor's Merit Scholarship, acceptance into the Honors Program at Ohio State University, and AP Scholar Award. Also, she was recognized as a Student of the Month her freshman year. That's a big deal. Beyond the classroom, Arushi has shown remarkable leadership and civic engagement. She served as council president for Model UN and earned the distinction of being a 4-time best attorney in mock trial, helping lead her team to state qualification. Commitment to public service is evident through her selection for the Teen Ambassador Board with the Ohio Attorney General's Office during her senior year, her participation in Rank the Ohio internship, and her selection for both the Hobie Leadership Program and the First Ring Leadership Program during her junior year. Arushi's diverse talents extend across athletics, arts, and leadership. Her activities included volleyball, basketball, Indian classical dance, student council, Spanish club, National Honor Society, Model UN, and mock trial. This fall, Arushi will attend The Ohio State University, where she plans to major in political science on a pre-law track. Her future aspirations include being a lawyer, working in foreign services, or pursuing a career in politics. Arushi Shinde.
Thank you, Mr. Young, for the introduction. I'll begin with a quote from a well-known and personally my favorite philosopher, Patrick Starr. His wisdom often goes overlooked, but as he said, knowledge cannot replace friendship. It's a simple, even a silly quote on the surface, but like many things from our childhood, it holds more truth than we often give it credit for. It reminds us that while what we learn matters, who we learn with, and the bonds we form along the way are what truly shapes our lives. As I was writing the speech, I found myself doing what many of us have done more times than we can count. Doom scrolling through Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok. But for once, I wasn't just mindlessly passing. I was looking back. I stumbled across the TikTok we made for 8th grade commencement. I saw pictures from birthdays, school dances, beach trips, and of course, countless Snapchat memories from lunch periods in Mr. K's room to trudging into 7 a.m. basketball practice with 2 feet of snow outside, to my personal favorite, a video of one of our friends throwing a fish onto Independence's basketball court. Each memory captured a little piece of what made these last 4 years so meaningful. Not because of what we were doing, but because of who we were doing it with. We've grown up constantly saying, I can't wait. I can't wait for the weekend. I can't wait to graduate. And for some of us right now, I can't wait to leave the stadium. But in our rush to reach this next chapter, I think we've all had moments, maybe while doom scrolling, where we realized just how fast the time flew. We spend so much time looking forward that we sometimes forget to appreciate what we had right in front of us, each other. Our class has gone through so much together. We all remember navigating hybrid learning as a freshman, and who could forget our first homecoming dance held outside in our elementary school parking lot. Even in the strangest or toughest moments, we found joy, laughter, and friendship in each other. From cooking burgers in the school parking lot at 11 p.m. like it was totally normal, to almost pulling off one of the best senior pranks that thankfully didn't take too long to clean up. We made memories that are just as ridiculous as they are unforgettable. Through these shared experiences, we became more than classmates. We became friends. To our teachers, who believed in us even when we didn't believe in ourselves, thank you. From every I'm proud of you, to every sarcasm month in AP Calc, to having lunch every single day, to every Gamertim 3 YouTube video break. Thank you for showing up, cheering us on, and for making the little moments unforgettable. To our families, who cheered us on through every late study session, every big game, every setback, and every celebration. We wouldn't be here without you. Thank you for the rides to school when we missed the bus, for the care packages during exam week, for listening to our rants and calming our nerves. Thank you for believing in us even when we doubt ourselves, for pushing us when we needed it, and for loving us through every version of who we are becoming. A special thank you for those who traveled near and far to be with us here today. Your presence means more than words can express, and your support makes this moment even more meaningful. You guys weren't just our supporters, you were part of the friendships that carried us through. Because of you guys, we achieved some pretty incredible things. We reached the regional finals in football. Zach Unger literally jumped over hurdles and made it to states in track. Cooper Kusia and Xander Mooney wrestled and fought their way to states. Our volleyball team broke a 12-year-long streak and made it to district finals. And we brought back some of the coolest and most impactful programs, like Model UN and Mock Trial. Programs that just started with a handful of students and are now making waves at statewide competitions. These achievements are impressive, no doubt. But what made them special weren't the trophies or the titles. It was the friendships we built while chasing something bigger than ourselves. Whether on a court, in a classroom, or during bus ride to a game, we supported one another, pushed each other, and celebrated each other's victories, big and small. At our small school, with just 56 of us graduating and 400 students combined between middle and high school, it's easy to feel like we're living in a bubble. But our class didn't just live in that bubble. We reshaped it. We pushed it against its limits. We introduced new ideas and challenged expectations. And now as seniors, we've officially popped that bubble. But here's the thing, the bubble we leave behind isn't just made of walls or traditions. It's a mindset. From one that told us what we were supposed to be or what paths we're supposed to take. But we learned to break through that. We learned to take risks, to speak up, and to try something new, and to do it all together. However, as we move on to the next chapter of our lives, it's tempting to fall back into the I can't wait mindset. I can't wait to start college. I can't move out. I can't wait to begin the rest of my life. But if these past 4 years have taught us anything, it's that the moments are the ones that we don't rush through. They're the unexpected conversations, the late night laughs, the weekly froyo runs, the quiet and loud encouragements, the shared victories, and the shared burgers. They're friendships, the thing that no amount of knowledge can ever replace. So, class of 2025, as we move forward into different cities, different careers, different lives, let's remember the real value of our time here. We are going to chase knowledge, yes. We are going to aim high. We are going to dream big. But let's never forget the friendships that gave our experiences meaning. Knowledge can't replace friendship, and I wouldn't trade the friendships we made here for anything. So before we toss our caps, dodge the flying ones coming at our heads, or awkwardly pose for 100 family photos in a row, let's take one last moment together, a 0.5 picture. So one day, when we're doom scrolling through life, we'll stop, we'll smile, and remember who we were, right here, right now. We're all gonna take a 0.5. Guys ready? It worked. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2025. We did it.
Let's give another round of applause to these fine students who have shared their memories and words of wisdom this afternoon. And at this time, our senior choir members will perform one last song as students of Cuyahoga Heights High School under the direction of Mr. Noah Hamrick. Thank you, seniors. And now I'd like to introduce the senior class secretary, Arushi Shinde, who will lead us in the parent recognition.
Another commencement tradition is the recognition of parents and guardians. Without you, this journey would not have been possible. As a small thank you, each senior will present a rose to you, symbolic of the unconditional love and support you have given us. Seniors, please present your roses to your families at this time.
He has the furthest walk. All right, you almost ready? Seniors, you may be seated. To all observing today's ceremony, we'll soon be calling each student forward to receive their diploma. And I ask that you hold your applause until Ms. Ogden has finished reading the names of each graduate. This will help ensure that all families and guests present will have the opportunity to hear their student's name be called. I also ask that everyone remain seated to keep from blocking the view of others, so that everyone can see their graduate as they receive their diploma at the front. Thank you for your cooperation. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. And the members of the Board of Education, Cuyahoga Heights Board of Education, it is my pleasure to present the class of 2025 for conferring diplomas by the authority vested in my position by the State of Ohio and the Cuyahoga Heights Board of Education. I attest that those seated before you have met all graduation requirements as defined by the State of Ohio and the Cuyahoga Heights Board of Education, and therefore are ready to receive their Cuyahoga Heights High School diplomas. It is my pleasure to once again introduce the Superintendent of Cuyahoga Heights High School, Cuyahoga Heights Local Schools, Mr. Matt Young.
Mr. Dietrich, as superintendent, I hereby state to the Board of Education that the high school diploma requirements of each student conforms to the proper certification and notify you and all present of the acceptance of your recommendation. For the conferring of diplomas, I present Board President Mr. Gary Suchaki, Vice President Jen Decca, and board members Mark Dobbins, Maria Etter, and Stephanie Prouse. At this time, we ask that Senior Class Advisor, Ms. Sheila Ogden, please step up to the podium to announce the names of each graduate as we begin the awarding of the diplomas.
Arushi Shindi. Yerika Tangri. Lillian Joan Cretan. Erin Claire Becca. Ava Elizabeth Kometz. Lorenzo Martin Amato. Danielle Marie Andrews. Logan Michael Apathy. Nicholas Ryan Armbrust. Alan Joseph Benkalowitz Jr. James Allen Blados. Addison Rose Boning. Brody Quinn Boyard. Catherine Ann Boussier. Blake Alexander Burke. Annalena Salviejo Cardinali.